wonderful people. It's Amanda. Um, Welcome back to my channel. If you are not subscribed, totally subscribe. Why? Because I post awesome videos and I talk about my life and I talk about me and just post really random stuff. So yeah, totally subscribe. And if you are subscribing, I absolutely love you. So I'm just gonna jump right into it today. As you can tell from the title, I am going to be talking about my battle with depression and mental illness. My mom passed away when I was 5. And after that, it just kind of felt like I didn't really belong. I didn't really know what was going on because I was 5 and it was a really confusing time. And then, of course, my dad remarried to a wonderful person that I now get to call my mother, which, of course, no one can ever replace my biological mother, but, you know, she's awesome. You know, from my previous video, from the acne video, I talked about how I was picked on a lot in elementary school because I matured faster than everybody else. And in middle school, same thing. I was picked on. I mean, I guess you could say bullied. Just for stupid stuff like my hair, my acne, my glasses. I had really bad glasses. My clothes, even, because I wasn't wearing what the cool kids wore. And yeah, in 7th grade, it got so bad that I turned to a very unhealthy coping mechanism as a way to deal with the feelings because I didn't know how to properly deal with them yet. I turned to self-harm. After that, it just kind of got out of control. In 8th grade, it got pretty bad and my parents found out. And I developed an eating disorder, which I will go into greater detail in a later video. I went to therapy for about a year, up until like the first few weeks of my freshman year of high school I was in therapy, but then after that I stopped going because everything was fine. I was fine. At the end of my freshman year, my uncle unexpectedly passed away. My uncle was my rock at the time. We were like this. We were so close. He is my biological mom's brother, and he was the first person that I actually openly told about everything. And he unexpectedly passed away, and it just kind of sent me into a spiral. I started self-harming again. My depression got really bad and I fell into the wrong crowd of people. And one night in December of 2015, I think, I was having a super bad night and I tried to take my own life. One of my friends at the time ended up calling the police. They showed up at my house. It was a horrible experience, the most traumatic experience. I feel so bad for my parents looking back on it. Oh, it's so traumatic. I'll make a whole nother video about that. But I ended up getting Baker Acted, and I went to a Baker Act facility where they formally diagnosed me with depression and anxiety. After I got out, that was kind of my wake-up call, like, you need to stop doing this stuff to yourself or else this is gonna keep on happening. I was clean for about 8 months, and something traumatic happened again. I was a mess. I was honestly a mess. I feel so bad for my parents looking back on it. And I ended up switching schools, and I fell into the deep, dark pit of depression again. this time it was much, much worse. Not only was I self-harming, I fell back into my distorted eating behaviors, and I was failing my classes. Everything was just completely falling apart. My senior year of high school, I was in therapy, and well, no, I started going to therapy again my sophomore year. Wow, this video is all over the place. My mom came with me one day, and they said that I was gonna go to a residential treatment program for about 2 months, 2.5 months. And I was like, no. No, it was terrifying. No. But yeah, I went, and I'm gonna make a whole separate video about my experience there. But basically, while I was there, I got put on medication for my depression and my anxiety, and I was also diagnosed with bipolar 2 disorder. There's 2 types of bipolar disorder. Well, technically there's 3 types, but the 2 main ones are bipolar 1 and bipolar 2. Bipolar 1 is more manic. You have more manic episodes. Bipolar 2 is basically like you're not as manic. It's more like depressive bipolar. You know, you have your highs, you have your lows, you have your mood swings, but it's more on the depressive side rather than the manic side. After I got out of treatment, you know, I was clean. I had been clean for 2.5 months, the duration that I was there, and I graduated high school with decent enough grades to graduate, I guess, and I got accepted into college, and I went to college. But, you know, college is a huge transition. And my freshman year, I fell off the deep end again. I just totally let myself go again. And a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people think that I've been clean since I got out of treatment, but that's not true. The first semester of my freshman year, I started self-harming again. And it wasn't as bad as it was in the past, but it doesn't matter. I was still doing it, and I was so depressed. I had so much anxiety. I would literally, like, I couldn't go to class. I would literally throw up from having so much anxiety. I couldn't do my work. I couldn't get out of bed. You know, I was on medication, but it wasn't doing anything, and I kind of felt like there was just no point in getting any more help because I was 18. I felt bad for my parents and them having to spend that much money on me. I felt bad. I felt like I was a burden to everybody, and I felt like I would just be better off gone, not here. I didn't try and take my own life again, but you know, if something were to happen to me, I wouldn't necessarily care. I ended up failing 2 classes, and December 31st of 2017, I told myself that I wasn't gonna let this control me anymore. I wasn't gonna let self-harm and depression and my anxiety control me anymore. And I made a promise to myself. I made a promise to my mother up wherever she is. I made a promise to my uncle that I'm about to start crying. Wow. I made a promise to them that I wasn't gonna hurt myself again, and I haven't. I've been clean for year and 6 months. And, you know, at times it does get a lot, and at times when I'm at my worst, I will admit I do have those feelings. I do sometimes want to act on those thoughts and those feelings, but I don't. And I think that's the most important thing. Recovery isn't linear. Depression and anxiety is such a real issue. Mental illness is such a real issue, and I feel like not enough people talk about it. And people are ashamed to come forward, and because they're ashamed, they don't get the help that they need. My goal in sharing this with you is to just let you know that you're not alone. Depression and anxiety, mental illness, it's a very real thing. So many people battle these thoughts. So many people struggle with the same things, and nobody knows it because nobody talks about it. I feel like people are ashamed of their story, but there's no point in being ashamed. I have scars. I have scars that riddle my body. I have scars that are visible to everyone. People ask me about them. People ask, do you have a cat? People ask, what happened? People ask, were you a cutter? People ask, is that an allergic reaction? Yeah, it gets annoying. It really gets annoying. But at the same time, I'm not ashamed of it because it's a part of who I am. It's a part of my story. And I know that I said that I'm not going to let these things define me anymore, but it is a part of my story. I can't take it back. I can't get rid of my scars. I can't get rid of my past. And I'm not ashamed to speak my truth and say it. Like, I have depression, I have anxiety, I have bipolar disorder, and I have scars. I hope that the one thing that you got from this video, if anything, is that you realize that you're not alone. Even on your deepest, darkest days, if you feel alone, at least know one person is here, and that one person is me. I am always here. Follow me on Instagram. Send me a message. You know, I will always answer. I am always going to be there if you need somebody. My story has really, it's made me who I am today. It's made me stronger. While I still battle these things on a daily basis, you know, recovery is not linear, and it's going to be a lifelong struggle. I've accepted that. I've accepted the fact that it isn't going to be easy. I'm alive, and I'm grateful to be alive, and just please know, please, please, please know that you are not alone. Ever. You are never, ever alone. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. I love you. I love you all so much. You are all so amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. You all deserve the absolute best in life. I love you. I appreciate you. I respect you. I support you. I care for you. I love you so much. So much. If you ever need anything, seriously, DM me on Instagram. I got you. You're all amazing. You all deserve the best in life. Please know you're not alone ever. Okay? Okay. Cool. I love you. Thanks for watching. There's a dog down there. Oh my gosh, he's running. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.